What is healing? What do you have to do to get there? We think journaling, meditating, working out, going out and having fun, following your passions. And while all those things are very healthy and can be healing for you, there are certain things that you actually need to do, practices that are quite simple but bring up a lot of feelings. They evoke a lot of sensations that you have to deal with in silence. So here's what you need to do. You need to intentionally isolate yourself. I'd say 30 days. 30 days of isolation, and then build on top of that. Instead of making it long term and feeling like you have an end date, just start with 30 days and then go from there. For me, I did it for about 8 months. In that process is you're going to feel a lot of feelings coming up. You're going to notice your cycle, the highs and lows of your emotions. And when that happens, sit there with them. Feel the sensations, feel the discomfort, feel the sadness, the frustration, the anger, and allow it to be there. Allow yourself to be angry. Allow yourself to feel sad. And when you do that, and you can literally look around the room, look around the area, wherever you're located, and realize I'm still safe. I'm still the same person. And these are just the feelings that I'm currently experiencing. This is what's happening, and I'm okay. I'm feeling angry, and I'm okay. I'm feeling sad, and I'm okay. Those feelings are normal. And the more you can allow them to surface and feel through them, feel what's happening, instead of trying to suppress them and push them away. Because what will happen is they'll spill out of you sideways through rage, through acting out on people. So when you give yourself that silence, they will come up. You may start thinking of things from the past, which I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen, but I know that's what happened for me, myself. One minute you might be crying, one minute you might be happy. And, that actually happens in real life. The problem is we don't contain ourselves. We can't control it. We're not acknowledging what's really going on within because there's so much noise going on in our lives, right? So when you give yourself that intentional isolation, yes, you still might need to go do your 9 to 5. What you do is you separate yourself, really minimal contact with other people if you can, unless you really need it. But the less stimulation that you get from others, the less persuasion, because even if you think that you're going to be able to maintain yourself and manage things by isolating yourself, but still actually interacting with the world, you're still getting stimulated and persuaded and conditioned by other people. So the more that you can step away and give yourself as much quiet time to yourself, even social media, television. Because at some point, whether in the beginning of your solitude or weeks in, it might not feel calm and peaceful anymore. That's when the emotions will start to arise, and you might not even know why they're there. You might start putting two and two together, such as, I'm angry at this person that's currently in my life, and they remind me of someone from an experience from my childhood. And your mind might start tying things together, and you allow those feelings and thoughts to flow through you. This awareness and making amends with the pain can be very healing. This silence will also allow you to hear the thoughts that are going on in your mind. And what's really important is for you to catch those thoughts. You want to know what it is that you're thinking. You might have thoughts like, I'm so lonely, I'm so sad, I'm not going to have a partner, nobody loves me, I'm unlovable, nobody cares about me. Catching those thoughts and realizing the only person that's telling me that is myself. Yes, someone in the past, someone in your life might be saying it, and this is where you need to identify is, are they unhealthy people in your life? And the truth is, if you have been in a situation in your life, or let's start with if you've had a bad relationship and you are in it, or you're getting out of it, or you've already been out and now you don't know what to do with yourself and things just don't feel right. I would tell you to take that step back and look around. If you had a bad romantic relationship, it's likely showing up in your family, your friends, your colleagues, because now you've likely chosen all kinds of toxic environments and they feel comfortable and familiar to you. You have people acknowledging your feelings maybe or providing some support. But you could be totally blindsided by what's actually occurring if you've only thought that the only bad relationship that you had was your romantic relationship or like a relationship with a parent, and you are seeing like only like 10 or 20% of it and not realizing that majority of your life has been with toxic people. And the more you heal, you might lose everybody. Step away from all those people and just give yourself that silence. They might even be controlling you and you have no idea that it's happening. Stepping back and realizing, are you the one maintaining your friendships? Are you the one maintaining your relationships? If you express your feelings and these people dismiss them, or do they keep you? They might even keep you stuck where they acknowledge your feelings and you're just living this vicious cycle of feeling the same way, and you're like, yes, I get it, I'm here with you. But at the same time, what changes are you making in your life? Right? We should be supporting one another. We should want people to grow. And those are the kind of relationships, have you considered the kind of relationship that you want? I personally want people in my life that we're both growing and evolving. I think that is so critical. And what kind of conversations are we having? What about when we have a disagreement? Are we open and honest about our disagreements? Or are you stuffing those feelings away to maintain that friendship, to maintain that dynamic, to keep it contained? They're not even healthy for you. Not only just isolating yourself, but also no substances. Remove substances from your life, especially drugs or alcohol if you're involved with any of that. If you can, I would suggest even quit smoking and caffeine, but I know that's a difficult addiction to let go of. But if you can, allow it, eliminate it from yourself, eliminate the substances. Don't reply to texts. Maybe you'll get some texts. People come from the past. While during your healing process, you might see messages from people that you haven't spoken to in weeks, months, years, and they surface. And just notice it. That doesn't mean you need to dive back into your past. It doesn't mean that you need to even respond to them. But it's going to happen. Those people from your past are going to show up, and it doesn't mean that you even need to go back and resolve anything with them. You could, depending on the situation, but you don't owe anyone anything unless you do owe and feel that you owe an apology. It is okay to let people go. I can even give you a scenario. A loved one, someone that I really cared about when I was young, someone reached out to me, and it was actually more recently to tell me that that person had passed away. And I loved that person many years ago. And we grew apart because we had different values. And actually, I wasn't being treated well. And so when it was like, this person passed away, at first I blew it off. I thought, I could manage it. But then a lot of feelings surfaced. And I was like, well, aren't you going to go to the funeral, Janine? And I was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I am. And I allowed myself to grieve at home and realize I don't have to go to that funeral. I don't owe them anything. I did my grieving and I gave my forgiveness and peace at home, but I didn't want to be involved with their lifestyle. They were a big part of my past. I didn't agree with the lives they were living, the situations that were happening, and I don't have to go back to that, and neither do you. Sometimes that happens. So expect the past to come up. And that does not mean that you need to people please. It does not mean that you owe anyone anything. It does not mean that you need to welcome everyone in your life or accept everyone in life. I would say you take the time to set back and really give yourself so much silence that you can just feel the fluctuations of your emotions and the all the different ones that surface. And at the same time, when you do this long enough, you're going to start getting attuned to who you are, your true values and your beliefs. That's something that you need to do as well. I think that it would automatically come up, but I want to make sure I really address that with you, because I want you to really notice, like, what are you doing in life, and are you happy with it? Are you doing the things that you settled for, or are you doing the things that you absolutely love, or that you felt like you weren't going to succeed any further, so you just stuck with something, a job, certain friends, the place that you live, choices that you've made? Because you can absolutely turn your life around 180 degrees and find wonderful, loving beings in your life. Expect your circle to be small. Even if it's small now, just expect it to be small then, or, it could grow too. You never know. But I would say that we live in a world where a lot of people are hurt and they are hurting people. And that does not mean that you need to accept them. You don't need to accept them in your life. You don't have to be mean to them, but a part of healing is just acknowledging their presence, acknowledging what they're doing, feel the feelings flow through you, but you do not need to entertain that. And that's what's so healing about that isolation is you don't need to entertain anyone else's noise. You don't need to absorb anyone else's demands of you, demands of your time, attention, or something that they want to take from you. Healing is, it just brings you to a place of peace. And when you feel that peace, you feel that calmness. And when you feel that peace and calmness, you feel a strength inside you where you realize that everything you've been told in life, everything you've been taught, well, many things, a lot of it's not even true about, what we believe about ourselves or what we have to do with our life. And there's so much freedom and so many options, but sometimes we can't see past ourselves. Let's try this exercise right now. I would love for you to close your eyes as I am doing and try not to look at me, which your eyes are to be closed anyway. Make sure you're not being distracted by anyone. And I want you to see your future self and notice what's around you. Notice, you don't have to know these people, but notice the love that's around you. The kind of love that you want and deserve, whether it's family, friends, a romantic partner. And I want you to see yourself like, what are you doing for a living? How much money do you have? The possibilities are endless, so don't limit yourself. Notice if there's any thoughts coming up telling you that you can't have it or there's no way. I want you to see yourself doing this. See yourself living this experience. Okay, now I'd like you to see where you are. Notice the materials around you. Notice the materials that you're wearing. How's your posture? Fully loving your body, fully accepting it for where it is. Fully accepting where you want it to be and being okay with where it is now. Notice how it feels inside when you see this experience of the people and the place and the materials that you have. And when I say materials, I just mean like the clothing, like the softness, the textures, the style, the things that make you feel alive. If you're not wearing that stuff now, you're not living who you are. So as silly as it sounds, it's your artwork. And it's how you define yourself. And also the way you dress is how you are going to be addressed. So that's really important to think about and consider. And your dream doesn't need to be anyone else's dream. And I would say that you don't need to tell anyone. I would recommend that you not tell anyone what your dream is, but just sit with this. And these are the things that were put into you because this is actually what you want in your life and you absolutely can have it. But we can't sit back and just wait for it necessarily to come to us. It will, but at the same time, we have to take some actionable steps to believe that we're going to have it. We have to take some actionable steps that we are going to go towards that purpose that we love, that passion. And we have to work on it every day. How do you feel? Because right now you should be feeling so elated and soft and relaxed, and something should just be like really inspired inside of you. And if you're not, like, rewind this video or do it another day. Make sure you save it so that you can come back and keep doing this practice. You need to start seeing this life. This is healing. This gives you purpose. This is what brings you back to life so that you can start making informed decisions with the people that are around you of what you value and your beliefs, and the people around you, what they're saying and they're doing, so that you can start making decisions. And like, nobody defines who you are. You define who you are, and you need to take a stance for it. That's also part of healing, is setting boundaries with people, saying no. You don't have to respond to everyone. Shut your phone off at 9 o'clock. But I would say do 30 days of this. And then when you hit that 30-day mark, then I want you to reevaluate. If you need to go longer, absolutely go longer. Do it as long as that you need to. I can't wait to hear how this video has helped you, what has come up for you. I'm really excited. And if you do these practices and you really try it, it's going to completely change your entire life. And so my name's Janine Ann. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe. I can continue making more videos just like this and many more. I'm here to help all you women and men to help you heal, feel inspired, and get into your feminine and masculine energy so that you can attract the love and life that you deserve.